Alright guys, today we're taking a look at the final sword. So here it is right here, and as you can see it has sound effects and all that kind of crazy stuff. I can show you guys here. So it has a button right here. Move the ring out of the way here. So you can see here, when you press the button, if you hold it, it does nothing. So there's the back of it. It does have a power button right here, and this is where you put the batteries. In order to get to the batteries, you just gotta take this off. And you can see it has a clip right here, and it just, oh no, it's right here, this clip, and it just clips right back on there, just like that. So there is the final sword. It does have a sound effect, so if you take the Ryu ring, and, well, let's make sure we have it on first. That is the sound it makes when it turns on. So now we plug in the ring. And congratulations, you have now transformed into the final RyoTegaSword form that they get at near the end of the show, and then it does make new sounds when you press the button. At least it's supposed to, there we go. So that is the new sound that it makes. That's pretty cool. It does combine with RyoTegaSword. So in order to do that, you just take the ring out. And for transformation here, I'm going to turn it off so it doesn't make any sounds. So in order to transform with RyoTegaSword, you have to first prep RyoTegaSword. And I've already prepped RyoTegaSword here. You take the bottom half of RyoTegaSword apart, and then you want to take RyoTegaSword and put him in this combination right here. So you basically want to, put his arms, they go on the arms on the opposite side, and so we have that ready. So now we need to prep the final sword. In order to do that, you have to take these off. These will be its new arms. So you take those off, and then you just want to split this. And does it? Oh, sorry. So there's a button right here that you want to press this button, and that allows you to release it. I almost forgot about that release. So we'll take this piece and we'll put it off to the side. So now we want to take this. So then you want to take this button right here and you want to press it, and that is going to do this. And we'll show you exactly why you want to do that. So we click it in, and it's going to do a sound effect, so that's why I have it off right now. So you basically want to take this piece right here and plug it into that port right there on RyoTegaSword. And when you press that in, it's going to push this button automatically. So once you press that, then this is going to come up and it's going to just clock in, just like that. Then you want to take the legs of RyoTegaSword and pop them in. And now you're going to have that. So we're just going to raise up RyoTegaSword here just a bit. Then you want to take these arms and you want to make sure this silver spot is facing outward. And you want to plug it in there and plug it in there. But we're not done yet because you have this piece. So move that over to the side here. So you want to take these right here and pop these off. And these are going to become the blades. These are going to be the legs. So you want to take these apart. It's going to fold down just like that. So you can kind of see what's happening here. So those are your new legs. So in order to do that, you have to take, this is going to plug in just like this, and then this is just going to close and encapsulate. So you just want to take this and then encapsulate it, and it's going to click in. And now you have the new legs for RyoTegaSword, and he becomes extremely tall. And then you take these blades, and they plug in right here. And it doesn't really matter which orientation you put them in, because, either going to have the long side or the short side. So it doesn't really matter which direction you go with them in. And then for the final touches, you want to go ahead and turn it on. And it's going to make that sound because it's now connected to RyoTegaSword. And then you want to take the new head ring, plug it in. At least it should. I do have RyoTegaSword off too. There he is. I think you can also put them on the front too. You can also do this too for the blades. Why is it that? I wonder why it's not. It's being weird. Okay, so it's doing that. Alright, so now it should... I think I have RyoTegaSword off. Do I have RyoTegaSword? My batteries might be good on my RyoTegaSword. No, it's not. There we go. Alright, let's try this one more time. Yeah, my batteries are pretty weak. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not making the sound. That's weird. No, it's still working. I wonder why it didn't make the sound. You have to do it this way. So, we'll do it this way. So you plug this in here. Now, it is extremely sometimes, like, that doesn't want to hold in. And it just stopped because it was going for so long. And then the ring goes in and it should make a sound. And it just stops. I'm not sure why it stops. I might have to replace the batteries. But yeah, there you go. That is the RyoTegaSword in final sword mode. Now, there is another combination. You can do multiple combinations with it, but I'm just gonna show you guys RyoTegaSword 5 colors. So you basically want to take off these arms, and you want to basically, I've already taken them all apart, but you want to take Tyranno. You just need half a Tyranno, and then plugs into there. Take the Leo. Again, you only need like half of the pieces. You want to take this ring out. You take this one, and it's going to plug into the top, just like that. And then you take him, and he plugs into the side, and then you take the unicorn, and there's a post, and you plug the post in right there. And then you want to take RyoTegaSword and put him in there, and then this ring goes in the middle. No, this one goes in here, and this one goes into here, I believe, if I remember correctly. And might have to take that off to get the ring back in there. Yeah, it just stops, and I'm not sure why. But, and okay, so for these, what you want to do is take these off, and they are going to plug in like this, and you basically want to plug them in, and then of course you want to bring up the wings, because then you want to take these and they plug into here, right here. So it should plug in right there. I know it plugs in. Oh, you know what, sorry, I got backwards. This piece has to go right here. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here. I know these plug into the side. It's been a while. I'm doing it, there we go. I'm doing it this way so you guys can see. And then you take the red, and you don't need to open up the eyes. You just plug it in. And just so you guys are aware that no matter what ring you put in here, it is pretty much the same effect happens. There we go. My lighting was a little off there. So anyway, so there it is. And there now for the most part, you only use, and then these should be like that. You only use half of all the parts. So while I think this is a cool combination, you end up having most of the parts like just left over where you do nothing with them. Like, you know, half the eagle, half of him, mainly the other half of Tyranno. And then I'm going to show you guys articulation. It loses basically all articulation. That's about all you can do with that arm, which is, I didn't show you guys with the other arm because it's the same amount of movement, and then you get about the same. You can still kind of do the effect here, kind of, but it's a little, you can still kind of do it. So, I mean, you can still kind of get it going, but that's about it. And then, of course, with the drill, doesn't really have anything in order to do the drill. One thing you can do that the others can't do, you can also And this is mainly just because the combination works, is you can take the back half of the unicorn and it will plug in back here just like regularly. It should plug in right there's the plugs. So it's a little difficult, but it should just plug right in. There we go. And then so you can basically have, let me bring the swing down so I get a little closer look so you guys can see that. So you can do that. And as you can see, like, this thing is very, very flimsy in terms of like the parts. Like, they don't stay on very good, which is unfortunate. And luckily, the space that I have for my Sentai collection, I usually just display him like this, which sucks because I display it like this for two reasons. One, these guys, like, he stands up just fine. Unicorn stands up just fine. The red wolf just lays there. There's no stand. And the Tyranno has no stand either. And the eagle definitely can't stand at all. So as a result of that, all the extra pieces just go in a drawer because this is the best way to display him. Now I can display him with most of these on here, I think, except for Eagle. I don't know if you can get these on here without the Final Sword, but this is what this is a RyoTegaSword 5 colors looks like. And it's really cool, and the reason I keep this piece on the back is because obviously it makes it so that piece is not in the drawer. But overall, that's kind of what it is. That's kind of it. This is kind of it. It's really cool. But the problem is that it's just not very functional. Like, this is it. That's basically the only stance I can have him in. You can have him either with arms down. You can have one arm up, one arm down. There's zero leg articulation. There's no hip. There's no head movement. I mean, you can kind of articulate the wings because, for transformation. But this is what happens when you take a Sentai mech and you make it also the henshin device / the weapon. I think it is a cool concept on paper for the show because they can cheat it. But when it comes to a working toy, like for now, obviously there's the Millipin, I think it's called Millipin sets, which are basically model kits, which are more articulated and they're smaller, so you can actually build the different versions of RyoTegaSword, and it's articulated. So if you want to have a posable action figure but still kind of somewhat transform, there's those model kits available, which I think is really, really cool. I haven't bought any of them myself. I think it's really cool. It's a really cool if you just want to skip like the DX. This is like, I don't know if they even call these DXs anymore. I don't know if this line was called DX like RyoTegaSword, DX Unicorn, DX Eagle. I don't know if that's what they were called. So the Eagle, you can kind of do that. And then of course, I think it does have its final attack. So you have to press the button back here with RyoTegaSword. And it's weird. Yeah, it's supposed to have a final attack, but I haven't, for the life of me, figured out how to do it. Like, I haven't figured out how to do it. You press that. That's the finish right there. So unless I'm doing something wrong, and this is supposed to be here, but I'm pretty sure that stays there and this comes into the middle here. But like, if I press this down, and then here's the button here. So that's the button on the side. So pressing RyoTegaSword button doesn't do anything because this isn't plugged into RyoTegaSword. So this function here, other than that, does nothing. So this is all. So this is everything. Yeah, but yeah, it's a cool display piece. It's a cool display piece. But all of my and the fact that this is it. This is the ultimate form. There's nothing else. There was no Goodyborn. Does not attach to this in any way, from my understanding. It does not combine. And you can't technically combine this with Tega-Jun. You can. I'm not going to do it. I might do that when I get around to doing Tega-Jun. As I've gotten these mechs and I've been finally I've been playing with them and they've been sitting on my shelf for months, I'm just not that impressed. I'm not impressed with this. It's cool. I think the design's cool. The sword function's cool. But as for my purpose of displaying the 50th anniversary Sentai mechs, I don't think this is it. And I debated on going and seeing if I could buy the different like little cheaper sets, the model kits, and maybe doing those. But it's just not the same because my entire display is all the DX mechs. And then this, I think those are like half the height. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Leave me a comment down below if you own one of those model kits and let me know if it's the same height as the DX, or I would suspect they're shorter. I would just suspect they're shorter because, you know, they doesn't need all the functionality that these need when in terms of like the electronics and gimmicks like that. But I think for being the final Super Sentai mech that we got, this was a disappointment. I don't think this is it. You can still get these things. They're still available. A lot of these are still available on Tokusatsu. You can also get them on other Japanese websites that sell Sentai toys. There's also eBay too. There are a lot of sellers that are selling them at close to retail price, but for the most part, you can still get all these available. Like RyoTegaSword, there's also there's different variants. There's a black variant of that one. I haven't picked it up yet. It's the brother. There's a red RyoTegaSword, which I think is a little bit different. Got more paint applications on it. There is the universal RyoTegaSword, which is just a gray variant that the other Universe Warriors used. There's also a color variation of Goody Burn, which hasn't been released yet. I'm still waiting for that. You know, I thought it was going to be in the show, but I think it showed up in the show for 3 seconds. It was in the show for 3 seconds. Or at least in the hidden device was there for 3 seconds. And it might be in the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet that has RyoTegaSword origin, stuff like that. But yeah, this just isn't it, guys. It's a cool display piece. This is how I have them displayed. My least impressed mech, I really was hyped over it. That's the final sword I was super hyped over. But at the end of the day, this just wasn't it. I hope that helped you guys. Again, I apologize for this taking so long to do. I didn't really have the right way to do it. I want to mess with it more and kind of give you guys an overall final thought for having it. And I honestly, this Sentai set, I can see going down to be one of the cheapest Sentai sets. And I apologize again for this taking so long. I know you guys voted for this to be done, and it's been like 2 months since then. So I wanted to be more positive about this because when I made that poll and I started looking into messing with it more and seeing what I could do with it, I realized it doesn't hold up together well. Like if I were to pick this up and kind of shake it, the whole top half falls off. If I grab it from here and just like if I grab it from like right here and shake it, see, I barely shook that and it just came completely apart like this. And again, I don't. It does the same thing with Tega June and the Universal Sword, so I know it's not the connection port. But now, there we go, and it's gonna go off again. That's all I got to say, guys. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, check out this one right here in the corner. And as always, guys, until next time.